Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of sexual dependence, constantly seeking instant gratification, yet always feeling empty and unsatisfied? Have you tried to break free, but it seems like temptation always wins? In this video, we'll explore how semen retention can be the key to transforming your life, bringing more energy, focus, and a deeper purpose. Stay with us until the end and discover how you can emerge from this darkness and find a new light. Now, imagine having in your hands a comprehensive guide that goes beyond what we discuss here, offering powerful techniques for your spiritual evolution and personal development. My name is REBIRTH, and I help people reach the true potential that resides within them. I present to you the ebook, The Art of Semen Retention for Men. With over 20 pages filled with transformative knowledge and practices, this ebook will guide you towards emotional balance, self-awareness, and self-development. Discover how semen retention can strengthen your spiritual connection and help you find a true and fulfilling life purpose. Don't miss the opportunity to change your life for the better. Get The Art of Semen Retention for Men today and take the first step towards your true transformation. When a man hits rock bottom with sexual addiction, he has two options: remain in the darkness as a sexual pervert, or fight to rise again by following the path of semen retention or celibacy. If he decides to change, here are the steps he can take to transform his life. First, he must become aware that his actions are destructive. He realizes he has become sexually corrupted and begins seeking help. It's crucial for him to seek the intervention of a higher power, such as God, Jesus Christ, or any other spiritual guide, to help him overcome this addiction. He makes a firm declaration to abstain and maintain semen retention. Like a smoker throwing away cigarettes, he takes concrete steps against sex and masturbation, burning magazines or canceling pornography subscriptions. These steps are crucial. He strives not to see, read, or listen to sexual content, nor seek women with sexual intentions. By doing so, he reduces his orgasms, although he may still experience relapses. When this happens, he feels increasing remorse and prays more. Hopefully, he will find activities to replace the abandoned pleasure, such as engaging with other people or community services, or discovering a new hobby. If very lucky, he will find meditation, which can completely cut off sexual addiction. By reducing his sexual interest, he also decreases any tendency towards perversion, returning to a simpler and healthier sexuality. He regains the sexual innocence of youth, and sexual pleasure becomes more intense due to periods of self-control. He feels more sexually powerful, and sometimes the attraction to women becomes strong, leading to possible relapses. As a man who was once sexually active tries to restrain himself, he accumulates higher sexual energy than when he was constantly wasting it. He feels more vigorous, and this accumulated energy can make him feel extremely virile. At first, this energy may seem difficult to control, like a wild horse, but over time it becomes a disciplined force that can be applied to any constructive task. The practice of semen retention attracts nature, making the man a magnet for it. This can be challenging, but is a profound metaphysical truth. By resisting temptations and dedicating himself to a spiritual life, he begins to feel a deeper peace and pleasure. Even with relapses, each failure brings deeper remorse and a stronger desire to keep his promise of semen retention. Over time, he will learn to redirect this energy towards his spiritual growth. As he purifies his thoughts and actions, he begins to feel less attracted to earthly pleasures and more to the divine. This journey is difficult at first, but with dedication, he will achieve a satisfaction that is beyond worldly pleasures. He realizes that any mental activity of lust wears him out and drains him of vital energy. When he looks at a woman with desire, he feels the loss of energy like an electric shock. He makes a vow to stop masturbating completely. He develops a sharp sense of loss after an orgasm, a deep regret, and makes a conscious effort to rebuild himself. With strong determination, he keeps his promise of semen retention. Now, he only experiences orgasms during sleep or in unconscious states. Even in these moments, he tries to retain and keep the creative material within himself. Even in the subconscious, he recognizes the importance of keeping the pearl of great value. This is the rebirth of a king. It is a long journey back to purity, but now we have a man capable of becoming a jewel among men. His temptations increase as he prolongs the practice of semen retention, making him more attractive to nature. He becomes a magnet for nature, and because he is no longer immersed in it, nature chases him. This continues until he has experienced enough to renounce everything. This is a profound and fascinating metaphysical truth to observe. The aspirant will be tempted many times and may fall many times before reaching final liberation. The great yogi Swami Vivekananda wrote about this phenomenon. When you renounce nature, you find that she becomes interested in you. When you renounce a little more, she begins to pursue you, and when you finally no longer care about her, she becomes your slave. Another way to explain this law is, when you dedicate yourself completely to the Lord of creation, this is the ultimate test. This is why the Catholic Church became so rich and powerful, while Protestantism has always been fragmented. It is also the reason why the organization left by Paramahansa Yogananda grows and strengthens. And it is also why all devotees and yogis are materially successful. Krishna says to Arjuna, "He who meditates on me with undivided devotion, always united with me through incessant worship, I remove his flaws and make his gains permanent." Christ expressed this same truth. "Seek first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna assures Arjuna that even if someone tries and fails on the path of yoga, their next life will be higher, more comfortable, and conducive to liberation. He dwells for countless years in the heaven of the righteous, and then this person who failed in celibacy is reborn in a family of purity and prosperity. The Saint Ramakrishna put it profoundly. When the lord of the property is about to visit his servant's house, first the workers come to paint the house, the gardeners come to trim the hedges, food and provisions are sent to fill the pantries. Then, the lord of the property arrives. The path of semen retention brings higher pleasures. On the spiritual path, by disconnecting from greater pleasures, you experience more subtle and satisfying pleasures. Without releasing our consciousness from greater pleasures, we cannot perceive the more refined pleasures. The divine being is the most subtle and therefore the most powerful. That is why we must renounce lower pleasures, eliminate them from our senses, before we can attain the highest and most satisfying pleasure of the knowledge of the divine being. You cannot hear a beautiful symphony while listening to the noise of a lawnmower. When we renounce the gross pleasure of masturbation and promiscuous sex through semen retention or abstinence, we finally experience a satisfaction far beyond. Without renouncing false pleasure, our consciousness remains occupied with it and cannot perceive the higher and more refined pleasure. It is difficult only at the beginning, when we have not yet perceived these higher joys. But the smoke must be cleared so that we can perceive them. Ramakrishna, established in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, said, "A sailor must work hard to raise the sail. But once it is high, the sail catches the wind and progress becomes easy." Therefore, spiritual life is difficult at first, but raise your sail and the divine breeze will carry you naturally. The man who practices semen retention begins to feel a vital energy accumulating within him. This energy is not just physical, but also mental and spiritual. He feels more focused and determined in his daily tasks. His relationships become deeper and more meaningful, and he starts to perceive life in a clearer and more conscious way. This new perception makes him appreciate the small things in life, such as a simple sunset or a sincere conversation. He begins to feel a deeper connection with the world around him and with the people he meets along his journey. His empathy grows, and he becomes more understanding and patient. Over time, he realizes that his sexual energy, which was previously dissipated in activities of instant gratification, can now be channeled into creativity and productivity. He discovers new talents and passions, such as art, writing, or even music. His mind opens to new ideas, and he feels a constant desire to learn and grow. During this process, he faces many challenges. The temptation to return to old habits is strong, and he may feel moments of weakness. However, each time he resists, his willpower strengthens. He begins to see that each challenge overcome is a step toward a higher self, more aligned with his values and life purpose. He also starts to understand that semen retention is not just a physical practice, but a spiritual journey. He seeks meditation and other spiritual practices to help channel his energy more efficiently. He becomes more aware of his thoughts and actions, always striving for continuous improvement. Throughout this journey, he discovers the importance of a support community. He finds other men who are also on the path of semen retention and shares his experiences and challenges. Together, they form a support group where they can strengthen each other and exchange advice and motivation. As time passes, he begins to notice significant changes in his life. He feels more energized, his health improves, and his mind becomes clearer and more focused. He experiences an inner peace he had never felt before. His sex life also transforms. Instead of being driven by impulses, he starts to value intimacy in a deeper and more meaningful way. This journey is not easy and is full of ups and downs. However, he realizes that every step taken is worth it. He understands that true happiness does not come from instant gratification, but from the continuous pursuit of personal and spiritual growth. He becomes an example to others, showing that it is possible to transform one's life through semen retention and self-control. Throughout this journey, you'll discover that the practice of semen retention not only boosts your physical energy, but also clears your mind and strengthens your determination. Imagine waking up every day feeling more focused and motivated, with a mental clarity that allows you to make more conscious decisions aligned with your values and life goals. Semen retention also profoundly impacts your personal relationships. With more control over your impulses, you become more present and empathetic, able to build deeper and more meaningful connections. Your relationships transform from being superficial and based only on immediate gratification to becoming true partnerships of growth and mutual support. Moreover, semen retention can help develop greater self-awareness. By resisting temptations and focusing on your personal growth, you become more aware of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This self-awareness is the first step to true transformation, allowing you to identify and change negative patterns that may be hindering your progress. One of the greatest rewards of this practice is the spiritual connection it provides. By channeling your sexual energy into meditation and other spiritual practices, you connect with a higher power and find a deeper purpose in life. This connection not only brings peace and satisfaction, but also a sense of being aligned with the universe and your true path. Remember, this journey is not easy, but every challenge overcome strengthens your determination and brings you closer to your higher self. If you commit to this practice, the benefits extend beyond the physical and mental, touching the spiritual and emotional, leading you to a state of fulfillment and peace. If this content resonated with you and you believe it can help others, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And don't stop here. Watch our next video, where we delve even deeper into semen retention techniques and how to apply them in your daily life. Let's embark on this journey of evolution and transformation together. In the end, he not only achieves a new understanding of himself, but also finds a greater purpose in life. He feels more connected to the universe and his inner being. Semen retention becomes a practice that goes beyond the physical, touching the spiritual and emotional, leading him to a state of fulfillment and peace. We've reached the end of our video, but your journey is just beginning. Have you ever thought about how your life would be if you could finally break free from sexual dependence, feel more energized and focused, and find a true purpose? Semen retention can be the key to this transformation. If this content resonated with you and you believe it can help others, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And don't stop here. Watch our next video, where we delve even deeper into semen retention techniques and how to apply them in your daily life. Let's embark on this journey of evolution and transformation together.